Welcome back to Anita's Joint, hashtag Extendajoint, where every day is payday, baby. You tuned in to another video. And by the title, we have another manager that is resigning in the NWSL. And it, honestly, I just didn't expect it to be Portland again in the headlines. So we're going to read down what the coach said. And we'll talk a little bit more. I'll give you my thoughts and feelings on what the fuck is this? All right. So Rhian Wilkinson is the former manager of Portland Thorns, and she led the team to their third NWSL championship. This match happened over about a month ago, October 29th. Today is December 4th here. So a month and a couple days, Portland are out of a manager. So she starts off saying, I would like to thank the Portland Thorns organization, the fans, the staff, and most importantly, the players for a remarkable year. During my time in Portland, I have met some incredible people, and I have been fortunate enough to coach some of the best players in the game. It was a year to remember. During my time as Thorns coach, a player and I formed a friendship that turned into more complex emotions. In mid-October, the player shared her feelings with me, and I... Oh, does that say like recuperated or reciprocated? Reciprocated? So pretty much she's saying, I had feelings too, if you don't know what that word is. She just said, yeah, I got feelings too for you. While this was a human moment, it went to no further than this expression of feelings to, it went no further than this expression of feelings to one another. In an effort to follow NWSL and NWSL processes to protect player safety and to be transparent as possible, the player and I immediately stopped spending time outside of training together. So y'all were spending time outside training together already. And soon after stop all communications outside of work. So y'all was communicating outside of work. All right. In less than a week, I reported myself to human resources to make sure I had not crossed any ethical lines. All right, so already in this little chunk, it says that a player and I stopped immediately spending time outside of training together. So she was spending time outside of training. See, now that you're a manager, you're in a different environment. You can't do that. You can't spend extra time with players outside work. This is how it got other coaches in trouble, because they were spending time outside with players. When the time you need to spend with players is during training. So the fact that they had like a friendship already outside is a problem. How long does it take to build a friendship that turns into feelings? Not long sometimes. So some people, they like each other pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? And apparently we already know who the player was. Apparently they played together, right? So they were also teammates, I believe. Let me sip this tea real quick. So, yeah, she needed to stop that shit when she became manager. All right, next paragraph. My actions were investigated by the league and the player association by the joint investigative team in the effort to make sure all Portland players were safe and that the power imbalance between myself and the player had not impacted our professional relationship. It did. After a thorough investigation during our playoff run, including a review of all communication between myself and the player, as well as interviews with both of us and staff members, I was completely exonerated of any wrongdoing. You did wrong. You didn't sleep with her, but you did wrong. You were in the wrong. You were in the wrong, Rhian. You were in the wrong. And there was a power imbalance. You were in the wrong. The minute she told you she liked you, and the minute you told her back, there you go. Boom. That's it. Lines have been crossed. You crossed ethical lines. You were never supposed to tell her, I like you. You say it was a human moment? Oh, no. You crossed the line right there. That's where you crossed the line. Yes, you did wrong. You did wrong. And you're just openly admitting it. That's fine. But you did wrong. And even if the NWSL exonerated you, you did wrong in my eyes. You did wrong. The minute you told her you had feelings for her back was the moment you crossed the line. Because you were never supposed to tell her that, and you never were supposed to. I understand people. That's why they say don't find your honey where you make your money. Because now, even though oh my gosh, I have so much to say about this. All right. My actions were investigated by the league and the Players Association by a joint investigative team in our efforts to make sure all Portland players were safe and the power imbalance between myself and the player had not impacted our professional relationship. After a thorough investigation during our playoff run, how come we didn't know about any of this shit during the playoffs, did we? No. After our thorough investigation during our playoff run, including a review of all communication between myself and the player, as well as interviews with both of us and staff members, I was completely exonerated of any wrongdoings. Once the investigation was over, I informed all staff of what had taken place. But the players found out before I was able to inform them myself. The narrative regarding my actions has now taken on a life of its own. And as a result, I can understand that the Portland players feel hurt and have to deal with another non-soccer related situation. The result of this being that the players have asked for my resignation, and I have agreed to it. The investigative process and player and staff willingness to use human resources and league reporting is critically important. If the women's game is to avoid further power imbalances and player abuse, these systems must be used and there must be a trust in the process and its results. We must keep highlighting these processes. So she's telling us who she went to, who she contacted, and she's saying this is what she did. But, I mean, that's great and all. I leave Portland in great hands. Did you really? You left them fucking broken. You did leave Portland in great hands. You did leave Portland in great hands. You did leave Portland in great hands. You left them vulnerable. You left them vulnerable. You did not leave Portland in great hands. I leave Portland Thorns in great hands with some of the best staff in the game. It was a real pleasure to work with them. Thank you again to the players. It was an honor to work with you, and I look forward to cheering on your continued success under new management. Finally, thank you, City. Finally, thank you to the city and fans of Portland. You have set and continue to set the standard of support for the women's game. It was a great privilege to work for you this past year. Rhian Wilkinson. All right, y'all. She did not leave Portland in great hands, yo. You did not, right? You left them feeling like, damn, we can't even have a female manager that we can trust. And I'm really, in a way, I didn't want this to happen, but I was waiting for a female manager to fuck up. To be honest, I was waiting. Because they're slim, but I was waiting for that female manager to be like, I had a relationship with, she didn't have sex with her, but she developed feelings for her. Enough time was spent outside of, you can develop feelings inside the whole process of just being the manager. But enough outside time was spent together with this individual to finally, for her to shoot. And then here's my thing, the player. What were you thinking? You jeopardized not only yourself, but you jeopardized your coach as well. You were supposed to keep that on the low. If you had feelings for her, you should have waited to her till she was like, all right, no longer, I don't want to, because this is awful. And I understand some people, that's why it's very difficult, especially with all the things that have been going on in NWSL. Come on, like, what was she thinking? Both parties, what were they thinking? They had a human moment. Were y'all not thinking about the consequences of what was going to happen when this came out? Y'all once again have fucked up the NWSL. Now NWSL is purging again. Now, it kind of makes me mad that we didn't know anything about this during Portland's playoff push. Because a lot of us would have been like, yo, yeah, she needs to go. You know what I'm saying? And I wonder if the players found out after or during the playoffs. And I'm thinking they found out after. Because I'm hoping they found out after, because they really would have been a real fucked up for their mentality to have to play with, to do that. You know what I'm saying? Really, their mentality would have been really fucked up. Having to, like, you know, we all would have been fucked up. We all would have been like, wait, hold on, did this, what? We all would have been messed up. We all would have been messed up. Real talk. I'm not even gonna lie. We would have been messed up. We would have been messed up during Portland. And then for them to win the championship, we would have been really like, what the fuck? Like, nah, we would have been fucked up. Okay. So I think they found out after, and we'll never really know unless someone lets us know, like, hey, actually we found out mid playoff push that old girl was, she told her she had feelings for her and she reciprocated the feelings. So Ryan, what were you thinking? She said she had a human moment. I guess that's not a good enough excuse for me, though. You know what I mean? Especially with all the things that go on in the show. But in a way, I knew this was coming. We have to know that men, it's not just the men managers. It's the women managers as well. We have to protect the players. And this is just another case in NWSL. So NWSL, and these players and these people probably have clean backgrounds. Like, you know what I'm saying? These people have clean backgrounds. You never know. You never know what coach might end up developing friendships for their players. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You never know. So it's just like, damn, y'all hiring process is shite. And here's my thing. The fact that they said that she's been cleared of any wrongdoing is honestly surprising, because she's in the wrong. I don't care that she came out and made it public. You're in the wrong. You crossed lines. Even though you didn't sleep with her, you crossed lines. You were spending time outside with her. You were communicating outside time with her. And did you not read Yates' report? Even though two individuals were having sex with them and making inappropriate comments with them, we don't know if you were doing it just because the other party reciprocated, saying, so since they liked each other, I mean, she could have said whatever she wanted and be cool because they liked each other. But in the other cases, the women didn't really like the men like that. You know what I'm saying? Based upon what we read, they were not here for it. They were not here for it. They didn't want nothing. They didn't reciprocate feelings back. They were trying to push it away. So that's in another vibe. So she could have said a lot of things. They said y'all reviewed the communication, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't tell them everything that I communicate. If I like someone and you like the person back, and if y'all like each other, you telling staff everything that you said, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're not telling them everything. Well, why would you? What the fuck is this? A smart person would not do that. So I don't know what type of information or communication text messages that they use to. So I just don't think that's all true. You know, I don't think that's all true. And I don't think Rhian Wilkinson should be a NWSL manager again, because the fact that she already has crossed the lines in my eyes, and developing a relationship outside with a former teammate, and with being a coach, she's already broken trust. So any organization that wants to hire her as a manager, I'm thinking, did y'all not? It's just too much heat behind her. It's too much scrutiny. It's too much controversy. She really hurt herself. She really hurt herself. And it's great that she came out and talked about it, but she really did. I just don't know. I'm not hiring her as a manager. And the players asked her to resign. It would have been different if the players were like, no, we okay with you. No. They asked her to resign. It says the narrative, she said, and she said, so the players found out before she could tell them. She should have told them during the investigation. Why did you wait? Why were you waiting to tell the players? You should have told the players, you know what? Listen, that's the thing. Your timing is everything in this bitch. Timing is everything. So you waited too long to tell the truth. You waited too long, Ryan. And then whoever got a hold of it, it's flames, man. It's flames. So this is, in a way, her narrative, trying to get, like, I know she's gonna get a lot of heat for this. And I'm not for her. I'm here to protect the players. Male coaches, female coaches, y'all need to stop having relationships outside with these players. Y'all need to cut all communication off nowadays. Nowadays, you need to not even you gotta be on your toes, nigga, around these players outside. Damn, because everyone's watching now. Especially NWSL got so much heat. NWSL got so much heat on them with these players and managers having sexual relationships and just even doing extracurricular things behind the scenes. We gonna be like, why would y'all with your coach right there? Like, what was y'all doing? Well, no. We got something going on. No, we all suspect now. We all, especially in the NWSL, you play for the NWSL. You know they got a thing for that. They hire people that have a thing for that. Real shit. It's a frequency and vibration now. This is what you're attracting in the NWSL. Y'all gotta purge all this shit. You gotta purge this shit. We're still purging apparently in the NWSL, and so this is crazy. But I was waiting. I was waiting for a female manager though to blow the cannon off, and I'm really mad, and I'm kind of upset that it's Portland and they just won the championship because it's like what? You get to leave winning a championship? Like, no, bro, that isn't. Even though quote unquote people were like, well, she didn't do anything wrong, she didn't sleep. No, she did. She left. She's leaving a team vulnerable. Players can't trust a female manager now, and I've been telling y'all, man, we need more female managers. Now y'all leaving players, you're like, well, even females do it. It's just awful. It's awful, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. Well, let me know what y'all think. Should Rhian Wilkinson be able to coach NWSL, even though she's been cleared? But do you think that she should be able to coach another NWSL team? Let me know. Let me know in the comment section. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the video. It's your girl Anita flying high, flying out of this third dimensional reality. I'll see you on the next one. Deuces.